Hello, everyone. Welcome to Wingcat Sports, and it is our Lions post game. No, we did call it they would lose this game. It happens. You're not going to go perfect through the season, and it was a good game.
Welcome to the Dan Campbell's an asshole show.
And well, he's
we
the only one
welcome
that's
back
mad,
our brother,
but
my brother.
he's just mad every time he comes on. But we lost 48 to 42, high scoring game. We told you guys we were going to need to score more than 40 to win. Turns out we need to score more than 50 to win this game. There's only one real questionable call, and that was let's decide to do an onside kick with 12 minutes left in the fourth quarter. But even besides that, they had their shot at the end of the game. Almost got it. Jared Goff, he was great today, 38 for 59. I don't know if he's thrown that much that year, this year so far. He threw for 494 yards, almost 500 yards, 5 TDs.
What else can you ask out of a quarterback?
He also ran for 13 yards. One good decision to run for a first down. He did good today. Overall, your offense did great. St. Brown had 193 yards. Great for his fantasy team right there. Getting that because St. Brown's on his fantasy team. Jahmyr Gibbs was 8 for 31 with the TD. Still somehow got me.
Yeah.
30 points in fantasy. That's because he had 5 catches for 83 yards in a TD. So I got 2 touchdowns on him today. Jake Bates didn't do much for his team today.
Yeah.
Shanked one.
He shanked one.
But every now and then he's known to pull one of those out of his
that's
rump.
Another thing you could have played. It's like these games are so tight, and considering the Lions' defense, which was atrocious, but we knew that you got. I don't even know if you can say they're atrocious because Josh Allen does this to people.
Josh Allen, it's the second best offense in the league that you face.
The best. Like the Bills are really, really good,
and they were not.
This is very depleted
for the Bills. This is back-to-back 40-point games. Josh Allen himself was 23 for 34, 362 yards, 2 TDs, and that's not include the 11 rushes for 68 yards and another 2 TDs. Great for my fantasy team again. No,
well, we knew the defense was going to have to was not going to hold these guys. We knew we got a lot of injuries. A lot of our guys that we have in our secondary and our linebackers are basically practice squad guys.
Yes.
And
now your line
there's
is
not
too.
much you're going to do defensively. You knew they were going to come out and they were going to put points up, and it was going to be up to the offense to win this.
True.
And it didn't look like it. They started out slow.
They did. That was a big problem.
I think that shot him in the foot a little bit. But what really let's just the elephant in the room. I think they could have made it a lot closer, even tied it, if Dan the Gambler
didn't do an
would
onside kick.
have done one of the stupidest things you could have done and go for an onside kick with 13 minutes left.
Yeah, 12 minutes.
You handed them the game there.
Plenty of time. But at the same time, you again at the end you got pretty close. And probably if Jake Bates would have got that field goal, it's again another question mark. Would he have done it? Would he have not done it?
No.
Because that's 3 points closer than we were.
But
you got very close on that onside kick at the end. But again, this is your second best offense in the NFL.
I don't mind Campbell.
Your defense wasn't going to do much against it, and he probably was like, they're going to probably score anyways.
I don't mind when Dan goes for it. Just know when it's appropriate. That wasn't appropriate. You knew it. He probably had people screaming at him. What are you doing, Coach? What are you doing? You think our defense blows? You think we all suck out here?
Yes.
Okay. But still, you don't go for it. You don't go for an onside kick and put us in a worse spot. You put him on the 1.
Right. You gave him 7 points, which would have won the game. I mean, if you minus it by 7, we win. But that's not how it works because everything changes. But at the same time, you're right. 12 minutes left. Yes, I think all of us can agree. The chances of us holding the Bills was pretty low. They were probably going to march down the field, but you got to take that chance.
You might have been able to
You got to give your defense a chance to get lucky.
There's a chance to
tip a ball,
turn
to
the ball
do anything.
over.
Yeah. The difference is you might have been able to hold them to a field goal.
Not with 12
That's about it.
left.
You might have been able to hold them to a field goal that time. Their kicker did shank one pretty close early on, and he might have been able to.
It's
just
been 45,
with that
much
42.
time, and you're only 10 points down. You got to get your deep. You got to take that risk. I think.
Oh, I'm going to be interested to see how he explains it in the press
No,
conference.
he's not going to explain. He says, "This is what I do." What else do you want?
They're going to back him up because
plays
they know
the odds.
this is how they do it.
But other things that have happened today, we'll go away from the play for a quick second. 3 injuries on your team. 2 pretty significant, it seems like. First, Khalil Dorsey, probably a broken leg.
Good.
So he's out for a little bit.
He was awful.
So there's that. Now got Ali McNeil. We'll see what happens with his knee injury. Hopefully it's not an ACL.
It didn't look too serious. He was able to walk off, and he was kind of.
He was able to walk off, but he was in quite some pain.
Back. He didn't come. Did he come? He didn't come back.
No, he was in pain.
I'll
the whole
play
time.
defensive tackle next week.
That's right.
Chicago, man. Let's sit down there.
And then last but not least, Carlton Davis also left the game with an injury. I think that's the least severe out of all of them.
Cover shit.
But hey, it's what's happening with our defense.
Next week, me, Harold, and Mike are going to be playing in the secondary.
That's right.
Yeah, we have nobody in this defense anymore.
Yeah.
Without the injuries. But again, this is how you got to take it. You just got to outscore teams because you know your defense can't do nothing.
And with a defense like this, you look past this game. You got Chicago in Chicago next week. We almost lost to them on Thanksgiving.
We're in the playoffs, guys.
And we still got to play Minnesota. No, I want more than that, though. I want home field advantage.
Well, right now you have all the tiebreakers. You're still number 1 in the NFC.
I don't want to go Eagles. I don't want to go to Philly.
You're going to be over the Vikings, but there's going to be 3 teams at 12-2 likely inside in the NFC, and one of them is in your division. And there's a very good chance you might not win this division.
Let's hope to God the Green Bay loses later on tonight. And Chicago can somehow.
Where are they playing this game?
Seattle.
In Seattle, okay.
So let's just hope that this doesn't derail us in our division thing at all.
We just got to win out.
I'm not. We said at the beginning of the year we thought they would lose this game,
and me and him said this week.
Chicago will be a tough game because of the weather. But you know what? This is the bump, and maybe it's a good thing. You got to have a little bit of. But adversity.
Dean Campbell didn't have to do that. That's the biggest thing.
But when are you gonna stop complaining about stuff that you know he's gonna do every game? You appreciate him when it works, and you hate him when it doesn't.
The 30 or the 20, but don't do it on your 50. Okay, or don't onside kick it when you got 13 minutes left.
Right. I agree. I think most people are going to say this tomorrow that was kind of a dumb thing to do, but at the same time. It's his judgment. My defense isn't going to stop these guys. I think that's the wrong thing to say with 12 minutes left. Now, at 6 minutes left, yeah, I'd say that.
Yes,
6 minutes left. Okay, that would have been good.
Early on in the game when they were
not going to get any
at midfield and they were down 21-7. Yeah, go for it. Do something like that.
Right.
But this is an onside kick. You gave.
Right.
But listen, I mean,
right,
again,
I agree.
There wasn't much you're going to do. Buffalo's offense got 559 yards. You guys, the Lions had 521. You had over 1,000 yards.
That is their best output this year
in this game.
And if we can get a little healthier, right?
This is one of their best outputs.
One of them.
And you can't ask for more from their offense. The first half, I wasn't saying that. I was saying.
Well, they like you said.
You also
they scored 42 points and started out slow.
Yeah,
but you also
the first quarter was bad.
You also have to realize, right? There was some costly turnovers that happened too. St. Brown fumbling the ball did not help.
No,
that was your most costly one.
Something you rarely see out of that.
But the Lions do fumble the ball the least amount of times. So
right,
it doesn't happen very often.
Got a little adversity. We got to play Chicago next week. It's not going to be fun.
Our remaining games? We got Chicago, then
San Fran.
Okay, San Fran. I'm not worried about.
In San Francisco.
Yeah, okay. It doesn't matter. Well, if we don't have a healthy defense, then yeah, we can.
And then Minnesota. Okay, 3 games left. If you go 3-0, you're number 1 in the NFC.
Those 2 division games are a must.
The division's probably coming down to the last game of the year. I don't see it any other way it's going. Only way you win the division earlier is if Green Bay beats Minnesota.
Early prognosis in Chicago for next Sunday. 18.
Really? 18 degrees?
Between 18 and 28.
Lots of running is about to happen that day. Ain't going to be throwing the ball too much.
That's going to be a cool one. It is supposed to be sunny, though.
Oh, okay, that makes all the difference in the world, right? That wind coming off that lake.
Woo. Sunny. We were there during that. Not during that cold, but pretty close.
I mean, we were in Green Bay for that kind of cold.
Yeah, we were.
Yeah.
So
that is not fun.
We were there when it was about 25, 30 degrees.
It was raining.
We were not prepared for the elements. That was way back in the 90s.
We were at the very top, too.
It must have been in the 90s. I think it was.
We could look over the side and see Lake Michigan. We could look over the top. Yeah. It was just kind of like, we had our
trip we shall not speak of.
We had our Kmart ponchos, and it was
driving to a Chicago.
But refused to wear the Lions gear.
That's right.
I don't know how we made it there and back in that piece of shit.
And we watched Steve Walsh dink and dunk us for 4 quarters and beat the shit out of us.
Overall, right, my opinion, not a terrible game. It's what you expected, and your offense showed up, which is what you want to see.
Dan Campbell.
Not so happy here, indifferent here, basically with it, but not bad overall, in my opinion. With all that being said, though, if you like what you see, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you thought about the game down in the comments. Until next time, we'll see everybody soon.